So we applied for speech and got a denial saying it was not a medical necessity, it was not related to an illness or disease.
Yeah, I spent a ton of time with these two families who were fighting to get insurance coverage for ABA therapy, which is a therapy that is specific to autism, and we got state law changed. And so how weird is that? My family is benefiting from a law that my reporting helped change.
Full circle, and that is the type of impactful reporting always done by Erin. Erin says what makes a good journalist is the ability to listen, and that comes through in her reporting. Her natural curiosity and affection for people allowed them to open up to her. Erin wore her heart on her sleeve, so maybe that's why the people she interviewed felt comfortable with her. Here's more of our conversation.
A friend of ours introduced us on a blind date. And
I want to hear more about this story.
oh my goodness.
Erin remembers those people in the stories she told, and they remember her too.
There was a gal we did a story with who had this very rare dental disorder where her teeth, her permanent adult teeth would come in and then just disintegrate. It was horrible. And their insurance was refusing to cover this extensive dental work that she would need to have done. We did a bunch of stories with their family. Anyway, insurance finally did cover all of the work that she needed to have done. And she reached out to me not too long ago. She was like in middle school, high school when we first did stories with her, and now she's a nurse, she's married, she has a baby. I'm like, it's amazing to hear from people like that.
It's no wonder Erin connected with people. She was open to connecting with us, sharing her personal struggles and triumphs.
But my first experience with that was when I was in this position, being interviewed instead of doing the interviewing. And that's when I first shared publicly about my experience getting pregnant in high school and giving my son up for adoption. And I was terrified waiting for that newspaper article to come out, wondering what the reaction would be, fearing that it would be judgment and shame and those sorts of things that I had experienced previously, and the very opposite happened. I mean, I was just flooded with love and support, and people then sharing their own personal stories with me, maybe about their experiences as birth mothers, but also people who had adopted, people who were adoptees. It just opened the floodgates. And I always carried that with me, that, you know, when you're willing to be vulnerable, you give other people the courage to do that too.
And those stories led to change. Her advocacy on adoption led to change in family leave laws in Iowa that give adoptive parents the time at home they need to bond with their children.
If we never get to adopt a child, I will fight tooth and nail for adoptive families to be treated equally.
Her own fertility struggles led to a lengthy series on the often hidden aspect of trying to start a family.
We were struggling, you know, both of us in different ways, and didn't have a lot of time to talk about it together.
It's just really hard to celebrate what you can't have.
I couldn't even go buy baby clothes.
And then her family grew. First, Michael Francis.
It's like you don't comprehend how big your heart can get.
And then Audrey. A lot of love that once again took a turn towards advocacy when Michael Francis was diagnosed with autism. It was something Erin considered keeping out of the public eye.
I never had any intention of sharing about that at all. And I think in large part because, yes, it was about me, but it was about my child. So it just felt different. And I didn't know how I wanted to deal with that.
Until another interview with parents of children with autism changed her way of thinking.
And then as we're just doing like a walk and talk, chatting, the mother, producer, says to me, "So you're doing stories about this, right?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "Why not?" And I'm sort of flustered, you know, this woman who has worked in network news for decades and now produces documentaries is like needling me. Like, why aren't you doing stories about this? And I didn't have a good answer other than I'm scared to.
She thought it over and decided to go for it, sharing a short post on Instagram.
I thought, no one will really see this. And I just put it out there. I think it was a year or two after Michael Francis had been officially diagnosed. And I just put out there, Michael Francis is autistic. And I don't think it was even very wordy or lengthy. And again, like the floodgates just opened. And I have been astounded at the reaction to sharing that part of our lives.
Part of the reason she wanted to be open, because she too was once looking for those connections to help her through uncertain times.
Really what stands out to me is when Michael and I were going through infertility, I was looking anywhere and everywhere for information from people who had walked this walk, you know, and like, where did you go and what did you do and what worked? And I was so starved for that.
It's that love of family that's leading to the next chapter in Erin's life, one off the anchor desk.
Michael and I have both run at such high speeds for our entire adult lives, really, but particularly as professionals. I think we're really looking forward to just living in a different gear. I have loved this job so much.
What are you gonna miss?
Oh, the people. And I think, you know, we're all wired a little differently. News people, we're weird. And no matter what role you have, you know, whether you're an anchor, a reporter, a photojournalist, a producer, an editor, the assignment editor, you know, whatever, because it's just a strange job. And we're so reactive, right? And that's one of the things I've always liked about it, is that you can be plodding along thinking, you know, the day is all set and this is what we're doing, and then bam, something crazy happens, and it's this adrenaline every day. And even though I don't think I get quote unquote nervous anymore, you know, to go sit on the anchor desk, there still is that thing, you know, when you get that standby and the light goes on and you're on, right? There's nothing else like that. And I know from talking with all of my former colleagues who have gone on to do different things that it'll be weird and hard to not do that every day. But moreover, I will miss the people in terms of colleagues, in terms of the people that I get to meet by virtue of this job, who have all of these amazing stories to tell. That's what I'll miss.
And of course, Erin, we will miss you. We are better people for having worked with you, for having learned from you. So thank you for everything.
Well, what did I say about a third of the way into part one of whatever this is? I said, "You're so good, Kaylin." Yeah. I mean, you got the stuff, girl. And so many people here do. So I consider this to be just a passing of the baton.
You deserve every minute of this recognition today. 30 years of a great career, killing it, is hard to capture in just one newscast here. So you should feel very grateful. I mean, we're grateful for you, but
I'm grateful.
Glad that we got it.
That is what I'm filled with. You know, people have said, "Are you sad?" And I'm like, there are some things I'm sad about, but it's more, you know, big picture. Like, I'm sad about the state of the industry. I'm sad about the state of journalism, but you know, I'm not sad about this because it's not goodbye, it's see you later. And I think this next chapter is gonna be huge.
So we get to see you tomorrow, you're saying? Okay, good.
Yes. If you come to the Festival of Trees and Lights Gala, I'll be there.
That's tomorrow? Okay,
Yeah, that's
good
tomorrow
to
night.
know. All right, anything else you feel like you wanted to say that we haven't got out yet? Because
No,
we
I
do have a
mean-
little time here at the end of the show too. but-
Yeah, no, I just feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. And, you know, I was a hot mess in the newsroom earlier, crying as I was saying this, and I came prepared with a tissue. Anyone who knows me knows I'm very emotional. I emote a lot, and sometimes not always appropriately. But in this job, we most often interact with people on their best days of their lives and the worst days of their lives. And I think when you do this for a long time, it's really easy to take that for granted. And I hope I never have. Like, I've always just held that in such high esteem, and I've taken the job seriously. I haven't taken myself seriously. You know, we're just the messenger, but I feel like the job is so important, and I'm so grateful to have done it, and I'm grateful to have done it with people like you guys, who I really think are the best in the business.
Well, we're lucky that you set the bar so high, and
Yes.
we got to work with you as long as we did. So we're all excited about your future too, and we're excited about snow in the forecast, right?
Heck yeah, it's the holidays. Let's go.
I'll tell you all about that when we come back. But we've got more to celebrate Erin Kiernan coming up as well, so stay with us.